Yes.
Hello everyone. My name is Sejal, and I'm an upcoming freshman at college this year. And I'm planning on majoring in data science and doing CS as a job career. And welcome to our Youth Satsang Season 4 program. This is week 2 of it. Last week, Anil sir gave us wisdom on how to get started with meditation and how it can help us with our physical and mental health, and how to be aware of our breath and to acknowledge our thoughts, because we do know that thoughts come to us when we are in silence, and thoughts, and how to acknowledge them without disrupting them. And we look forward to hearing from him again this week. It's your turn, sir.
All right. Thank you, Cecil. Um, yeah. Uh, wish you all the best with your data science uh, major.
Oh, thank you.
All right, everyone. We will get started session 2. Yeah. How many of you at least heard about Gautam Buddha, Gautama Buddha? Can you guys heard him? Okay. Yeah, Gautama Buddha. Okay. Again, for today, I'm going to reference few things from him, and then we will dive into today's topic. Gautam Buddha is an enlightened master. He was a king, or maybe he's son of a king, but he decided he wanted to explore consciousness, and then he got enlightened. And the breath meditation that we do indeed actually came from yeah, uh from his soul, or from him 2500 years back. And Gautama provided 8 rules for the people who want to live amazing life. And one of that is thought. I'm not exactly going on, but I take a tangent from there. We call it as a Astanga rules of Gautama, and one of them is a thought. And today we are going to talk about the power of thought. All right. I'm sure how many of you at least planted a seed, either in the your backyard or front yard, or maybe in the land. Imagine you are a farmer, yeah, and you are planting a seed, and after 15 days, 20 days, you start seeing the weed along with the small, tiny uh, um, samplings, right? And as a farmer, they, with the hand, with the machine, they unpluck all the weeds and then continue to provide a support to these, seeds. And then each day, every day, it's been given a protection for the small tree. After certain number of months, it becomes a big, and then it started giving us a fruit. Think of another farmer who planted the seeds, but whatever the reason, they weren't able to clear the weeds. And the sun rays, the rain doesn't distinguish between good tree versus bad tree. They just sun gives the sun rays to all the things. There is a wheat tree, there is a fruit tree. For sun rays, both of sun rays will be given to everything, right? In the same way, it's the rain. After 6 months, all his land is filled with both weed and also the good trees. I want you to imagine that land is not really a physical land. That is nothing but our mind. If we don't practice removing the weeds, in our case, the negative thoughts, the patterns, those become our behavior, our habits, our attitudes. our qualities. Today, we are going to talk about that. How many of us, when we receive a fearful thought, how many of us take a courage to acknowledge that thought? Acknowledging nothing but a farmer who identifies it. Oh, this is good, this is not good. Once we acknowledge it, our goal is we wanted to unplug it. We need to cleanse that. We need to work on that. So today we are going to talk on that. There is a book that it says external reality is reflection of the internal. No matter what people say, oh no, I end up with this situation, I had this problem, all that. Every outer things is a representation of the inner feelings, inner emotions, inner thoughts. And one day we happened to ask a question: what is the purpose of life? A person was well articulated. We are all the creators. We wanted to create from the thought and bring that into a physical reality. If we master that, we are enlightened. The purpose of the purpose of life is nothing but realizing we are creators, and every thought has a consequence, and we create those thoughts within, and realizing those manifestation of those thoughts into the outer world. If we do that, that's the purpose of life. Again, I'm giving you so many things because thought has a power. I want to take few examples here to really entering into the teens. Hopefully you can relate it. Here are the patterns, right? How we form a habits. All right, let me start with an example. Maybe I want to take a school setting or something. Give me one sec. What is the best example? Mhm. Give me a sec. Okay, I'm taking an example right on the fly. For lack of the better name, there is a person called Lena. Yeah, it's a reverse of my name, Anil, right? Lena. Some reason Lena had a feeling that I'm not a public speaker. And that day, Lena got that thought, Lena, you are not a public speaker. Then Lena went to school, and in the school, the teacher asked a question. Lena knows the answer, but Lena did not raise the hand because he remembered the thought he had. Lena, you are not a public speaker, and then Lena did not raise the hand. And Lena hid behind the chair. First time Lena did it. And in the next 3 weeks, Lena did 10 times the same thing because Lena always go back to the thought that Lena, you're not a public speaker. After 1 month, it becomes Lena's habit. Whenever on the public stage, anybody asks a question, despite Lena knows the answer, and Lena thinks, oh no, I'm not a public speaker, so I'm not going to raise my hand and talk about it because Lena did this pattern 30 times in that 3 weeks. It became a habit. And Lena decided by himself that I'm not a public speaker. I have a thought, I am recognizing it, I am not, and the pattern is formed. Then that Lena became 40 years. Now Lena realized it. Oh, no, no. Who said I'm not a public speaker? That was a simple thought that showed up when I was a little kid. I did not challenge it, I just followed it. Now I wanted to be a public speaker. So Lena started working through. Whenever his mind says, hey, Lena, you are not a public speaker, Lena says, aha, mind, you are playing a games with me. I acknowledge you. Since you said I'm not a public speaker, I'm going to take an action to practice something today so that whenever my teacher asks, in this case, there is no teacher, but whenever in my office work, somebody ask a question, I'm going to raise my hand and answer it. So what I'm trying to say here is, right, our mind is so powerful. It can empower us. It can also make us so small. So with this example, what I want to say is, if you have any opinions about yourself, those are not real. Those are not real. But the situation could be true. Anil, you are not a public speaker when I was at 10. But if I take an action, I can become a public speaker. I think that is the switch we wanted to make sure. I'm sure in your life at this time, you might be comparing yourself with others. Maybe in my counselings, these are the questions I heard firsthand. I am short, so I'm depressed. These are the real things. I'm not looking good, and started worrying and then complaining about it. My friend did not sit with me during the lunch, so that caused me an upset. I hope you are following. Last year in the exam, I did not get the good grades, and I'm worrying right now. If any of you have similar patterns, I wanted to tell you a truth. You are not living in the current moment. If people are worrying about what happened on the last year, yesterday, today, last 1 minute, it's gone. That's how we lose our energy. I think I wanted to transition into the next thing. One of the things that we lose our life force energies because we are not in the current moment. For example, right, the boy who went into depression because he is not tall. But but the circumstance is outside. But not every short person is went into depression, but that kid went into depression. His problem is real. But what I'm trying to say is, right, there is no real problem. The problem started in the mind and the thought pattern. Somebody said short to him, he believed it. What if I, if yeah, I'm not tall either, right? But what if I go to China, I'm the tallest person. You see how the opinions would change? If I go to Japan, I'm going to be the tallest person. I'm at the top 80%. All I wanted to say, right? All these things are opinions matter. Environment changes, these things would change. Do not give a control to external world, other people. You are the boss. Each one of us are the boss. Do not give the control to others to control us. Our happiness depends on us. I own my thought, I own my word, I own my actions. So with that said, always remember when you start your day, where are you spending your thoughts? Are you spending your thought in the current moment? Are you looking into the future, an exam that's coming your way? Or maybe what happened yesterday? This is where entire humanity lose our life force energy. Let's take an example. There is another person, Lina too, for lack of better names. I can't use your names, right? So because these are all the some of the aspects, not the great aspects, but everyone has its own, right? If Lena is sitting on the couch from morning 8 a.m. all the way to 6 p.m. watching the TV, and Lena feels exhausted, all the energy is gone, but I did not do any physical work, but I ate good food, but still I feel exhausted. Where is that energy? What is happening with Lena? Can somebody tell? Lena got up, Lena fed up a tasty food 3 times, drank his favorite drink, but still at 6 p.m. he is so exhausted. Where is that energy? What is happening with him? Can somebody tell why Lena exhausted? By the way, he got an awesome sleep, prayer day, 12 hours, deep sleep. His watch says, hey, Lena, you got 4 hours of REM sleep. All right. All I want to distinguish, there are the life force energies everyone has. These energies doesn't come simply eating the food. These are the life force energies that's that everyone receive it at the morning when we wake up from the sleep, we get the life force energy. Our ability to make an impact in this world depends upon how much of these life force energies we put into action in the current moment. Let's take an example. A person got up in the morning, the first thing he remembers somewhere in the past. Oh, I should have done that. Oh no, yesterday Germany and I don't know what the Paraguay match happened, and then Germany lost. And then this guy started thinking, oh no, that guy should have hit the ball in that direction. Maybe, all that, right? What is that person is doing? He has the life force energy of 100%, and 10% is gone because he spent that energy thinking something that happened in the past, and he creating alternative reality, saying that, oh no, he's not accepting the fact, and then he started losing the energy because he did not accept it. I hope you are with me on that. And there is another thing. That person, Lena, opened the text. There is all of his friends are there. One of the friend with whom he had a fight last year, that person said, okay, let's go to movie tonight. That triggered Lena. How come this person says, let's go to movie? I had my appointment at that time. This person is actually knows my schedule and he don't want me to join that. So that's the reason he's suggesting that. Nobody said it, but all it is happening in the Lena's mind. Immediately, Lena opened it up and then said, how come you suggested it? I have an appointment, and then done. What happened there? Lena had unfinished job with that person. Because of unfinished job, he saw in a reactive mode, he responded it. Because he responded it, his relation is still going down and he lost some of his energy. He invoked an emotion that was created 1 year back with that person. It's not there, but still he lost his life force energy. All right. Now Lena came back and he wanted to study or whatever. When he opened the book, he doesn't have the energy because he lost the energy because, he did not accept the reality, or he started triggering an emotions of the past. Maybe 50% of his life force energy is gone when he started looking at the book. Maybe his favorite math, pre-calculus, maybe. it feels so hard. He doesn't have the energy. And then because he doesn't have the energy, he dropped that. And then he went and then watching the TV. And all that, Alina did not do any physical thing, but a thought. The thought is triggering the emotion. The emotion is actually leaking his energies. We call this as energy drainage. The number one drainage for entire humanity is where they are thinking in the past, are afraid of the future, or fear of something that is actually causing them to lose their energy. When they lose their energy, they can't take on anything. I want you to experiment few things, right? If you can close your eyes, imagine that Anil is serving you your favorite ice cream. And on top of that ice cream, there are a tiny, amazing sprinkles are added to it. You did not touch it, but you feel that smell. That is your favorite smell. You always enjoyed it. Anil gave that ice cream to your hand. Imagine you hold that one. You feel that coldness, the cold temperature through your hands, you feel it. And you started smelling your favorite ice cream that was given to your hand. And there is your favorite pet, maybe your dog or your cat are next to you. Anil is also served their favorite food. The dog are gulping that food with joy. You feel the smell, the temperature in your hand, and an emotion of joyfulness or an amazing taste is actually triggered within you. And your favorite guide or divine masters come to you. They take one spoon of your favorite ice cream from the cup and then they put it in your mouth. Such a loving feeling where somebody is serving you wholeheartedly to you. And the ice cream now melting on your tongue. And it melted and then it's going into you. And we feed one last bit of ice cream. That is also your master put it into your mouth. You enjoyed your favorite ice cream right now. Delicious and served for you by the divine masters. All right, slowly open your eyes. Come back. I want you to ask a question. How do you feel? Did anybody get that emotion or sensation of you eating an ice cream and your emotions are triggered or not? All right.
Yes, I'm still able to feel it in my mouth.
All right. Yeah, thank you, Master. All this is an experiment where mind has a magic. We don't have to feel the thing in physical, but our emotions can be triggered. So I want you to use this technique to your favor. I want you to use this technique to your favor. All this tells you, right? We can fear about a situation that's not even exists in this physical world, but still our mind, our emotions can react to it. In the same way, we can create an awesome thing for ourselves, and then we use our mind, our emotions to actually empowered, uh, you know, to enable that. All that I try to experiment is right. You need to run your mind. If you don't run your mind, circumstances will run. For example, your friend did not sit with you and then for lunch. It's okay. He or she has a free will. Don't lose your energy, your day, because that person did not sit with you. If you don't have a control, the circumstances will take over. You feel sad, mad, upset, and all. But if you control it, it's a simple acknowledgement. That person has a choice, and then that choice is he or she don't want to sit with me. That's fine. But I am full. I am happy by myself. If somebody sit with me, I give my happiness. If they don't sit with me, that's still fine. I am simply joyful. You see, the situation is the same. The friend not sitting with you. Our wife did not give the coffee. Our parents did not cook your favorite food. Or your brother did not give a TV remote to you. It doesn't matter what happened. But do we have the courage to see the things through, through to see these events through the lens that empowers us? Do you have a courage to see the things from the lens that empowers you? Okay, wife did not give the, or maybe spouse did not give a coffee to husband, or maybe, yeah, at 9 a.m. Husband coming from the work, or spouse coming from the work, asked his partner, her partner, hey, can you make a tea for me? And yes, he or she said yes. By the time spouse comes, she was busy, she forgot. And then, can you imagine what are the chances? What are the different choices the spouse can make? The spouse lovingly go and then tell, oh no, I see you are busy. Let me make it for myself and for you as well. That way we can enjoy, right? That's the empowering choice. But the same spouse come from work, look at it, got upset, angered, and then started arguing it. You never do the things that I say, and created a mess out of it. Can we, from today onwards, can we see the things from the lens for every event, every situation? It doesn't matter what, and make an empowered decision. This is another example. You going to your work, somebody cut your car, you end up pressing the brakes so hard. In that moment, a tiny moment, there is a fear of the car hitting the other car came up, but glad everything fine. Do you have the courage to take the choice? Or maybe the other person might be running late to save their family member from an emergency. Again, that could be illusion, but still that is an empowering one. Rather than raising your hand and then shout at that person. Again, event happened. You gone through the experience, but do you have a courage to see the things in an empowered manner? Do you have a courage while walking in the park, somebody commented you? Do you have a courage to see that from empowering manner and forgive them rather than go and then have an argument with that person? And teens, you might be wondering, Anil, how come I do that? If other person commented me, I'm going to comment 2 times more. That way he or she get a lesson. That's an option, but we lose our energies. It doesn't get us anything other than our ego feels I'm superior. Always choose what empowers you. You feel like, right? Some people come and then, hey, you are an amazing person and all right. It might feel empowering to you, but actually it is empowering your ego. But think of it. If you are started falling prey for this, you are reinforcing your ego. All right, I think we covered a few topics there. Uh, the power of the mind, acknowledging everything that's happened here and realizing it. Are you thinking on the past? Are you thinking in the future? And what happens when we do that? All that, right? But I wanted to actually use a practical example. Anil, I get it. I think too much in the future. I have a fear of failure. I'm not able to forgive the other person or what happened. What should I do? How do I come back? How do I course correct it? Maybe I can take one example. If you guys, anyone has a, anytime has a fear of something, always ask this question, where are my legs? I know it's silly. Where are my legs? And then look at your legs and your legs on the floor or maybe on the bed. Then you say, I'm safe at this moment. All you need is that single thing. I am safe at this moment. Let me take an action towards that. That's it. All right, I have an exam 3 weeks from today. I'm anxious. What should I do? Ask one question. Where are my feet? Where is my feet? Okay, look at the feet. Okay, right now I'm safe. Then the next question is, okay, three weeks exam. What can I do right now? Can I spend an hour to master some of the concepts? And lastly, can can I ask the universe, whatever I studied, make sure those are only the questions are given in the exam. Can we have the courage to ask those questions? I tried it. Don't worry about the exams. This is the way we need to live the life. We don't have to study all that 600 pages book on the concepts. Always use the universe to your advantage. Ask masters, I studied these concepts. I want to make sure the questions actually come from this. You genuinely ask. You are not cheating. You are just asking a favor. Or maybe direct me whatever the questions that exam is going to cover, direct me to study those. You will be guided. You will be guided to only focus on what is needed for you rather than studying so much. All right. When you are in fear next time, ask where is my feet? If your feet is on the ground, you are safe. Acknowledge it. I'm safe. Mind, I acknowledge it. Take an action towards it. Obviously take an action means we need to study, spend an hour. That is how we bring back our energies from the future, from the past into the current moment. The more you do, it becomes your habit. Do you remember that, Lena? A simple thought make him be like that. Again, a simple practice done repeatedly brings your energy back in the current moment. When you have the energy in the current moment, you can You can move mountains. You can take on bigger things because you have your life force energy with you, full charge. This is something like, right? We all use it to these mobile phones. You have the 30, 40, 50 windows. Behind the scene, everything is leaking, right? And all of a sudden you see, why is my battery charge is 5%? Because there are 74 apps running in the background. That's exactly the same thing in the mind too. I need only one program that need to run in the current moment. All other 73, I wanted to close it. That way my energy is here. I can focus all the 100% in the current moment, what is in front of me. All right. If there is anything you wanted to take today, if you are fear of something, it's an illusion. If you think about the past and you are asking, I should have done that, it's an illusion. If you think about an incident happened in the past, not able to forgive, that is your unfinished energy. You need to forgive. And if you're still, thinking about, I'm not good enough, I'm not tall enough, I'm not, yeah, whatever, right? It's again illusion. I want to tell you, you are all perfect in your own way, not looking at the physical. I see all of you as a perfect. Can you see yourself that way? If you see yourself that way as a perfect, that means no shame, no judgment, all are gone. Life is a progression. I learned through it. That's okay. People laughed at me because while walking on the ramp, I fell. People laughed at me. I did also laugh along with them. You see, it's the same thing. Can we have the courage to take an empowering thought on everything? I want you to ask these questions, these two. Am I fear of something? Is that an illusion or real? Where is my feet? That's number one. Number two, can I make empowering decision on everything? If you do that, I can guarantee you are operating at your best potential. What is stopping us is, right, our thoughts, not empowered thoughts, other thoughts that's stopping us to become who we are. I don't want to go further, but you get the gist of it. These are all not planned content. Some of these examples are my real examples. Some of these points we touched, fear of future, I'm short enough. These are the real people gone through low. Then they pull themselves back up. I want you to see what is that one thought that is making you fear and go take an action. Before I stop, I wanted to ask one last favor. When you are afraid of something, you don't have to deal with by yourself. Go and then talk to your parents, please. Because our mind is so powerful. It can empower us. It can make us to go down so fast. That's where we need community, family come into play to help us. Don't lose energy. If something is bothering you a minute, 10 minutes, 1 hour, come on, go and then talk to your parents. Even I talk to my parents. So how do you do that? There is no right or wrong. Do we have the courage to go talk about your fears? Whatever those are, it doesn't matter what. When you talk out to your loved ones, they can offer you another mental model to come out of it quickly. You don't have to do it alone. All right. I think that's the content today. Yeah. Your mind is a garden. If you allow the circumstances, the garden can have both negative thoughts and positive thoughts. If you choose, you are a farmer, your goal is to have amazing fruits and flowers. You need to consciously work on daily basis to weed out all the weed. Let's do it one weed at a time, acknowledging those negative thoughts and show the light on them. If any thought that is making you fearful, come back to the current moment and take an action. All right. I think that's as simple as it. If I write a book, this could be my chapter number 3 on that book. All right, team. Can we do a quick 10-minute meditation? All right. Everyone sit in a comfortable position. The goal of the meditation, right,